Hello everyone, welcome to Wander Freely. This is our second month living in our RV. It's our anniversary of the second month. So if you can believe that, it's been 2 months since we've been living in our RV. And I wanted to go over, we wanted to answer the questions that we answered after the first month and see how much they've changed. So we will start it off. What has been your favorite part of the RV lifestyle over the past month?
Over the past month, which would be the second month, I think all the different. This month we kind of picked up the pace a little bit. Actually, we've seen a lot in the last 2 weeks, especially. So I think the easy answer for me on that one is just the mobility of it all. To be able to take all of our stuff with us, we've been able to see completely different areas every few days.
Yeah, I was actually going to say the same thing, just the amount of ground we've been able to cover. But then the second question was, what has been your least favorite part? And it would also be the amount of ground that we've been able to cover, because
Yeah.
we are feeling a little burnout at the end of the...
Yeah. Staying put in one place is a little bit easier to just kind of feel settled in, which I guess that's obvious. But yeah, when we're moving every few days, there's just more cleaning involved, and it's certainly more hectic. So yeah, I think that qualifies.
We've
as our
spent
least
a
favorite.
lot of time in the truck.
Yeah.
Because we hit some of the big parks. We did the Black Hills, the Badlands was great. But then we picked up my parents, and with them, because they only had so many days, we really wanted to travel and give them a chance to experience as much as possible. So doing the Black Hills, crossing the entire way across Wyoming with my parents, doing Yellowstone, and then coming down into the Grand Teton and Teton National Park. Yeah, it was a lot of time in the car. So.
And Teton National Park is where we are right now. That's what
right.
you're looking at behind us.
That's
Those
right.
are some serious mountains.
What has surprised you?
Probably. Oh, by all means, go ahead.
Okay, I have one. So when we were in Yellowstone, the one day we were driving in, we just had the truck. We did not have Aunt Gladdy attached to us, so we just had the truck. And seriously,
Oh.
a guy was driving a huge Class A, I guess, motorhome.
Yeah, tandem axle in the back, one of the big ones, big plus, towing a PT Cruiser.
Towing a PT Cruiser into the park. And he was like 3 cars ahead of us, and Chris is like, we're looking, and the car that he's towing starts swaying off to the side. And now, if you haven't driven through Yellowstone, these roads are seriously windy and steep, and
yeah. We came in the east entrance, which is the hilliest entrance, and you go in and you start climbing.
Right, and so the car starts going off to the side, and Chris is like, I think something's wrong. And we're like, golly, like, what's going on here? And 2 seconds later, the PT Cruiser falls off the back of the mobile home and crashes over the side and flips over onto its roof.
Yeah.
So that was a surprise to me, because I was like, you know, you got to take this stuff seriously. I mean, when you're towing stuff, it's serious business. It's not, you know, it's a big deal. That definitely ruined that guy's day, because there are no pull-offs there. I don't even know how he could turn his motorhome around. There was, you know, he was only 5 miles from the entrance about, but for them to get a tow truck and pull him out, I'm sure that was going to be a expensive, not fun day for him. So
I thought of one.
Okay.
The biggest surprise for me, it was our trip from Spearfish, so from the Black Hills coming over to Yellowstone, and it took about, well, MapQuest will tell you about 5.5 hours, but when you're towing a fifth wheel, it took us probably 7 hours once you throw in stops here and there. And we're about 3/4 of the way through, feeling pretty good, coming down the home stretch and cruising along. And I'm always checking my mirrors and got a good, bit of momentum going here. I checked the one side mirror, and the steps on the fifth wheel are out. And
I forgot.
I did a double take, because I didn't even know what I was looking at, because it wasn't like the side mirrors have like the big mirror, and then like the bottom right hand corner is the the rounded mirror, so you can see a whole lot. That's the only part that I could see, the steps. Like the big mirror, I couldn't see that part of the camper, but the rounded thing, I see him sticking out. I'm like, oh my goodness. And so immediately, pull over and easy fix, fold them up. But I started thinking, we drove like at least an hour and a half with the steps down. So
Not
that
good.
was the luckiest part of the trip so far, because that's, I mean, there's signs at every campground as you pull out. Are your steps up? You know, I mean,
Yeah,
it's,
we always thought that was funny. We're like, who would leave their
who would
steps
leave their
down?
steps down? Yeah, yeah. So
Meanwhile,
I
and
did.
yeah, it was the one time Chris locked up. Okay.
Granted, we stopped so that she could use the restroom.
That's true.
But we both went back there, and yeah, steps were on me.
Okay, repairs and additions. What have we done? I know what it was. Without getting too nitty gritty.
Oh, yeah, so we've been using the thing pretty heavily. Obviously, we live in it full time for 2 months now. And yeah, like a week ago, we started noticing that, like, we try and get a full hookup every time. So hook, you know, the sanitary up, but we started noticing in like a day, the tank was filling up, which is, that's
black
fast.
tank,
The black
yeah.
tank, black water tank, that's really fast. So yeah, we'll leave out the details, but, you know, toilet paper problem, it wasn't, you know, that nasty. But kind of
Enough
build
said.
up, yes. Did a little research, found one of those, the rinse snake things they're called. You attach to the end of the regular hose, snake the thing all the way down, and it especially worked good on ours because since we have a fifth wheel, the sanitary line doesn't go straight down in the black tank. It kind of bends and then goes in. So this snake thing could get through that, and it's got this fitting on the bottom so that when you run the water through, it spins this fitting and it just sprays the heck out of the whole tank. It kind of, you know, it did a
Gets
great
things
job.
moving.
Yeah, it did a great job.
And we got it at Walmart in Cody, Wyoming. So
Yeah, it was like
easy.
20 bucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was real good.
So if you have that problem, check it out.
Yeah.
What have you learned over the past month? That's probably the same thing we learned.
Yeah, I would learn to rinse out the black tank every couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And put the steps up.
And what is the best thing we have seen or done over the past month?
This one's tough. Today, we just finished, we took a boat ride across Jenny Lake, which is in Grand Teton National Park. Took that over across the lake and did like a couple-hour hike. Coming right off of that, it's tough to not say that was my favorite part. It was incredible. I mean, the Tetons here, it's tough to, I almost like them better than Yellowstone or the Black Hills. I just think they're incredible. That was, right now, that's really high on the list. There was a drive we did in Spearfish Canyon Scenic Byway in the Black Hills, which was another one that was just gorgeous. That's probably close to the top of my list too.
Yeah.
Did I take yours?
No, you didn't take mine. Which states have we traveled through? I can't even remember.
When was the last time we did the video? Were we in
Well, it was
Missouri?
the end of, what is this, August? It was the end of July.
End of July?
No, we did it, the last time one we did was in Nebraska. So we finished up Nebraska, we did South Dakota, and we came all the way across Wyoming, and we are currently in Jackson Hole, Wyoming.
Yeah. Did you mention Montana?
Oh, well, we were in Montana for like 10 minutes.
That counts.
Yeah. On Beartooth Highway.
Yeah, Beartooth Highway coming out of the northeast entrance of Yellowstone.
Okay. And where was the best campground we stayed in? Elkhorn Ridge, Spearfish,
RV
Black
resort.
Hills.
Yeah, it was incredible. It was gorgeous.
It was beautiful.
Yeah, and we just hit it at a great time. We had like the whole one end of the resort to ourselves. There was nobody there. It was gorgeous.
It was just beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, so are we going to continue this lifestyle?
Oh yeah.
Yes, even though
Still
Chris had a
loving it.
really, really rough day today.
Wasn't
He
that
woke
tough?
up and his computer freaked out. I don't even know.
Yeah, it started flashing lights at me. It was a
So then
recurring
he-
issue that I had months ago, so that was frustrating and kind of sabotaged the morning. But we did have some backup plans in place, so I was able to still get some work done. But nonetheless, it was a little frustrating.
But the beautiful thing, and he was just frustrated about a lot of things, but the beautiful thing about you have a hard day at work, and then in the evening you go to Teton National Park and take a boat ride and a hike.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
still works. It's still
Oh,
not a
that's
bad
great.
work day.
Not at all. No, I'd take it any day.
Right. All right, we'll see you in another month.